let's get right into it. I don't know why I was beatboxing like that. I also forgot to mute the mic before the stream anyway. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I also don't have the pop filter. I don't know, apparently I don't really need to hold it in front of my face all the time, even though I have a bunch of plosives. So, you know, like P's and B's. I don't know, I'm not gonna do it again. Just without the pop filter. I think it's kind of redundant, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really have anything to clasp it onto, which is the main problem. So me holding it the whole time is kind of annoying. Then again, I don't do anything with like one of my hands because this is, well, I'm playing it as a mouse only game. Doesn't really matter though. Let's just hop into it. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have the pop filter up. And I went back and forth on that like while I was speaking, and I just decided I would. So let's just do it. I feel more comfortable knowing that there's some barrier between me and the mic. So let's just get into it. I can't quite remember what we were up to. That's why the current... Is it this way? Yeah. This thing at the moment is... Question mark, question mark, question mark. I just want to remember what we were doing exactly. So let's see. Oh yeah, we need to... we need to make Van Eyck's jam hardcore. Sync sounds annoyed. I don't really know what to do about that. Unfortunately, we can't complete this one because we sent the body off. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Ashiv? And then this one, well, we need to find a piece of the armor. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to start. How are you doing today, by the way? It was quite hot today. It still is. Oh, thoughts. You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? I would have liked when I started my day. Anyway, so there are like Discord channels that I send my stream link to occasionally when I go live. But like today, I was like, I'm not gonna bother. I have a couple followers. Maybe some of them will show up. And it's nice that some of you guys have confirmed that for me. So thank you. I also just want to check the chat box in the preview. It looks good. I had to shrink it down a little bit to make it fit in that border, but it seems like it's working fine. So that's good. Anyway, remind you of anybody? I mean, it's a seagull. I'm not going to have a seagull conversation finish thought. That would be, yeah, no one comes to mind. You and the seagull are just alike. Why am I like a seagull? Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance. Oh, what's up, I suggest? Hey. Everyone's showing up. Man's big time now. I know, right? 3 viewers? Crazy. You know, joking aside, this is actually it's quite cool that I don't have to like let people know every time. Obviously, this is the first time that it's really happened, but you know, it still feels good. It's still a good feeling. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. We're talking about seagulls now. In fact, let me do this. There we go. It's official. We're discussing seagulls. Then their paradise became terrible. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans and killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental BS. They're hustlers, getting stuff done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. Hold on, have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash? That's right, whatever it takes to survive. I am the seagull. I'm only here because I thought this was a FIFA pack opening and Twitch wouldn't let me exit. Well, I mean... yeah, I don't have that game. Can't play. I can't... Unfortunately, I can't open a FIFA pack for you, Ashiv. Otherwise I would. But you know what I can do? Maybe? No, I can't. Never mind. I was gonna see if I could like just throw a VIP on there, but I can't do that from Streamlabs. I'll do it after the stream. Just give you VIP status. Why not? Anyway, what are we gonna do? I guess I am a bit like the seagull, but I'm not like that. I'm still romantic. Huh. These? Alright. Same. I guess I am a bit like the seagull. Exactly, the seagull does what it takes. Oh, wow, that's nice. It healed my stuff. Oh, what's up, Shark Does Gaming? Oh, Shark. You know? I don't address you by your full name. It's like a huge gang here. That's sick. The seagull does what it takes, and so do you. You've got that same spirit in you. When the time comes, you'll push yourself. Well, that was nice. Yeah, indeed. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good holiday if you got one. I think everyone did, but I'm not entirely sure how it is across the world. But I hope you had a good break. We just looked at a seagull, I guess, and it healed us. That was a real filled with determination moment, if I've ever seen one. So, are we going to pursue... I guess we need to try to get a boombox, and we're a bit short on money. So we need 8 real, the currency. We only have 3 real and 15 cents. I don't really know how we're going to make money. Alternatively, we could try... We're missing DQ, where is he? I want to argue with him. Let me just hit him with a quick message. There you go. One-handed typing. It's not ideal, but it'll have to do. Anyway, so we need to figure out something that we're going to do. We're either going to try to get a boombox and listen to this tape, or we're going to look for a tape and make Van Eyck's Jam harder call. Or we're going to... I think those are the main things I already want to try. We could also try investigating... Oh wait, we could also talk to Kuno, I guess. Let's do that. Let's talk to Kuno about the armor. So let's do this. I do kind of like having this text box here. Even though it's a little hard to type with me holding a pop filter in one hand. But that's not really permanent. I'm going to get something to clip this onto so that I don't have to hold it with my free hand. Okay, let's talk to Kuno. If I have to do Kuno's voice again, we didn't have this many people in the sort of returning to Disco Elysium stream, which was Monday. But my goodness, was it Monday that I did Kuno's voice? It might have been not yesterday. Wednesday. No, that is yesterday. Ah, my brain's melting. On Tuesday. So I did a stream on Tuesday, and I had to do Kuno's voice lines, and my word, I got way too into it. So yeah, my new stream schedule at the moment is looking a bit like it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That way I get Wednesday and Sunday off, but the streams will be longer than they used to be. They used to be an hour long. I'm aiming for an hour and a half and sometimes 2 hours. Although tomorrow's might have to be moved a little bit because of load shedding. And I might just not have electricity. So I'll see. At least now, because I'm in a new room, new setup, I can quite easily change my times around. So I'll probably just do it earlier if I need to, or later. Although I think the load shedding ends quite late. So I'm not sure.
Does Kuno care?
Yep, there you go. I talked to Manjana about the armor. Oh, we got 10 experience. Nice. So? He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway. He said you're now the king of the entire Jamrock. He definitely didn't say that. He said to thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway. Oh! Okay. Kuno's a giver like that? Yeah? He looks slightly confused. Kuno sent your fat ass running around like Jello. Look, pig. He's suddenly all business. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. Good idea. Yes, let's move on. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. I don't know how much I can do this voice. It's quite taxing, actually. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. He throws his hands in the air. Get the F out of here, parroting Kuno. After this, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face. Yeah, real interesting, said Kuno S. I want to discuss the body. Sure. Have you seen anyone suspicious? Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty suspicious to Kuno. Yeah, you tell them. I don't know how to say that. Looks like you're, that. Now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations. Okay. I'm off. He doesn't care. But we got 10 experience. So, net gain. Profit. I think we profited off of that. Oh, we only have 18 points. Oh, wait, but we haven't chosen something to level up. We have a spare point. What are we going to try? Wait, hold on. There was something I wanted to check. There was something I wanted to check. Unfortunately, it was on the other side. So, I'm walking back there. But I think at the end of last stream, or towards the end of last stream, and there was a door that I wanted to try opening. I can't remember if I successfully did it. It was a very low chance. I think it was like a 3% chance. I'm not sure. But I had a strat for in case I couldn't open it the first time, which was to put a point into physical instrument, and then I would get to try it again. Which isn't a flawless strategy, but it is, have I looked at these boats before? I guess I must have. Which isn't a flawless strategy, but it is a strategy nonetheless, and that's an improvement over not thinking at all. We do have to walk quite a bit though. I don't think there is a fast travel mechanic in this game. Unfortunate. I think I would have changed that myself. Just add a little bit of a way to skip travel. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm running, I believe. So this is the fastest they run. They're a little bit out of shape. Oh yeah, wait, there was only a 1% chance. Not 1%, 3% chance, but it's a one time. Huh. Okay, this wasn't what I was thinking of. Let me try doing this though. Oh yeah, we got this. Can't do anything with it though. Clothes. Do I have anything that will increase my interfacing? There was a physical instrument check somewhere that we managed to succeed on the first try, even though I thought it was very unlikely. Anything for interfacing? Anything at all? No. The gloves are all we have. Well, let's try it. Why not? 3% chance. Let's go. Please. We failed. Okay, cool. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut. Okay, whatever door. Yes, better that way. You can't even fathom the rabbit hole you might find yourself in otherwise. I wonder if there's something that we can do with that. Someday. Is there anything up here? So the other thing that we have to do is find the helmet of the man who was hanged. And that was just kicked into the sea by Kuno, so a little bit tricky, that one. I would indeed like to find it though. I wonder if it washed up on shore somewhere. That's my theory. And we can look around. There's no rush though. There's gonna be a lengthier stream than they used to be at least. So I'm not in too much of a rush. My voice is getting a little bit harsh there. Oh, no, it's just Kim walking past. I saw a green outline for something to click on. It was just your boy. Everything seems good on the stream side. Thankfully, I don't have to stress about it too much. The streaming aspect, like while I'm running the game. Ooh, what's in here? A shirt, a white polo shirt, and money. I'll happily take it. Let's quickly read that. Then I'll say what I was going to say. White polo shirt. This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder who would leave it stuffed in a tear container. What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. +1 for rhetoric. What's polo anyway? -1 for empathy. No, really, what the hell is polo? That's a funny description. I've never really found a need for rhetoric. Doesn't seem like the most useful of skills, but maybe. Anyway, so what I was going to say was I don't have to worry so much about the technical aspects of streaming at the moment now with my new setup. Thank goodness, and thank you especially to my parents. But the well, it's not really sad, but one of the disadvantages at the moment, and I seek to rectify it as soon as I can, which won't be too long for now, but it won't be immediate, is that the RAM, it's 8 gigs on the system, which is enough if I'm just gaming, but half of that is automatically taken up by Windows and like its background processes. So I'm working with about 4 gigs of RAM for streaming and playing a game. A little bit dangerous, to be honest. Thankfully, the games that I've planned for like the next couple weeks aren't too RAM intensive. Like this one I've already tested, and I was a bit worried about this one, but it seems to work fine. Then Pyre is the other one, and I think that one should be fine as well. It's also not at the end of the world if your RAM gets taken up a bit, because you do also have virtual memory to fall back on, which is your storage used as virtual memory, so it's not real memory. And I do have plenty of that, so that's good. But I am looking to upgrade that as soon as I can. And unfortunately it's split into 2 4GB sticks, so it's not even like I can just buy an 8 gig stick and then have 16 gigs. I have to either buy 2 8 gig sticks if I want to have 16, which is ideal, or just buy an 8 gig stick and have 12. Which is what I'm thinking of doing for a while. Okay, so let's think. How are we going to investigate the armor? Also, can we play the tape here perchance? I don't think we can, but let's try. Going into the church. I guess we aren't investigating the armor right now, but we can try, perhaps. Oh, maybe I could go to the harbor. The armor might have washed up on that side. Also, is there anything new here? Visual calculus. Hey, wait, I can do something with this. Let's put a point into visual calculus. Why not? I do have a spare point. So let's just do that. And that's, yeah, it's literally just going to tell me that that reopened. Let me put on my best visual calculus clothes so that we have a higher chance of succeeding this. I do know for a fact that I have some good ones. So not sure what the stats are off the top of my head, so I need to check each one. Which is fine. For me, I don't know if you guys mind that much. Let me know if you do though. I'll just write it down on a piece of paper and like not have to open menus every time. Okay, so I have +1 visual calculus there, +1 authority. Oh, I don't need that. Yeah, I'll just put that one on. Or that one, doesn't really matter. Shoes aren't gonna help. Is this +1? No, it's -1. And this is, I don't know, it's kind of a weird one. Okay, I think we have the best stuff for visual calculus, so let's just go ahead. But we have an 83% chance, so we should manage. Why did I roll so high? I really didn't need to. It was 18 against 12. Although if I... Yeah, no, I definitely didn't have to roll that high. I could have rolled straight up 2 and a 3. Would have been fine. Anyway, a jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotif, below them both. It looks very nice. What shattered this mosaic? Unknown. Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned? Or just hooligans looking for something to break? Who's this older woman? Oh, that's a word. Escutcheon on her throne says... Oh, wait, is that a real word? Says, Irene the Navigator. She's depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses holding a golden reich Sappho in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen, her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Interesting. Small figures of wise men, common men, and worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, terriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Below both women, in luminous black letter. Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. Okay, my French is not great. I've lost almost all of my vocab, but I believe this says... Après is the word I'm struggling with. Après. I think something like, I assume, look at life, death, look at death, life, a new life. Something like, or after life, death, after death, a new life, something like that. Something about life after death and death is the new beginning, I don't know, something like that. And then along the left side, après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. Yeah, that one's interesting. I can't translate that, unfortunately. Okay, oh, I was right about the afterlife death thing, though. Afterlife, death, after death, life again, after the world, the pale, after the pale, the world again. Oh, that's interesting. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isla, the Insulindian, on human thinking, a tremendous sea change, akin to finding life after death. Lieutenant, this used to say afterlife, death, after... Death, life again, he nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM's slogan. Sorry. No more, however. Why? It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intent related motto. We're already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. What is the RCM motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. Cool. I like the other one better. Oh, we got a communism achievement for that for some reason. So do I. Step back. That was cool. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. Turn away. Well, unfortunately, we can't offer little figurines to her, so there's not much else to do here, but I want to ask if you have a tape player.
Yes, what is it?
Hey, about that 2mm hole again. Millimeter. Sorry, not milliliter. What if I just force you to leave? I'm a police officer. You have to do what I say. What if you didn't have to leave? I'll talk to Andre. He wants to make it work. Okay, I don't want to really talk about that right now. What about that millimeter hole? The swallow, you mean? She looks up slightly irked. What about it? Do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume. She looks up, eyes trying to piece the pitch black heights above. Pierce, sorry. But without much success. Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, much the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark. Why there? There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record. The Pillar of Silence. Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk? Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the Dautalas that led me to this place. This is where the Crabman lives. I know. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here? No, I don't. She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning, her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine. So that the research isn't going well. Why not? Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... She stops mid-sentence. You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work. Okay. Right, I'll let you work in peace now. I don't really want to evict her. Thank you. And yeah, there's probably nothing of value here anymore. Let's go back to investigating the armor. We could try looking at the harbor. I forgot that I wasn't supposed to run in there. I just remembered as I was leaving. Yeah, let's try going to the harbor. What's the fast way? If there is one. Do forget. It's not this way. My bad. It is a rather complicated map, I think. Considering. Because the actual map itself is not super descriptive. Where is it again? Here. Like, look at that. It's not the most helpful thing. It doesn't even have a you are here thing. You are here pointer. But there is this mass that we have not been to yet. I think that one could be important. Yeah. Maybe Joyce will take us on her boat. God, if I could check that. Okay, I guess fastest way is this way. Also her, which, I mean, we haven't talked to her much. The lady at the what's this, harbor pier? You know, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a maritime expert, and I don't pretend to be. You won't catch me naming ships and using C words. C words. What if he has a tape player? Oh, have I been back here? I don't think I have. Hawthorn tree. The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gelin, or Ghislaine, bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Piss off, nature! Good hawthorn. I like good hawthorn. Patting the tree reveals a small sticker, which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk Number 8102, underneath the slogan, Mankind Be Vigilant. The bronze ribbon twists around, and within the branches in an intricately natural pattern. There's something. What do I see? There's a twisted logic in this mess. You see the ends of the ribbon, the way it flows, how it turns, twists and turns. It's all starting to make sense. It'll be easier to remove now. Ah! Well, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's try it. Success. Yes. I'm usually very bad at those. Oh, we hit it exactly. Oh. What did we roll? Oh, a 4+3. Not a very good roll anyway. It was below average. I didn't have to worry that much. With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you managed to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. Now, is that below average? What's average again? No, average is 6. I guess. I don't know. It crawls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this. The lieutenant looks at the mess in your hands. Only after you've successfully cleaned up the branches does the curiosity get him. What's the tape for? He asks. It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck's jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help. How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it? I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Maybe Egghead can point me in the right direction. You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. You shouldn't waste our time. He looks at his wristwatch, a little impatiently. Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape. Okay. Well, we can try. Ooh, and what's in the dustbin? Ooh, 2 bottles. I'm gonna change this because we're clearly not doing it. Just give it a hit. Works for the TV remote. Yeah, exactly. Just hit that tape. Let's go with that. Very cool. Oh no, I'm not reading that second message. I only just saw it. I don't think he has anything to help us with. Let's ask Roy. Maybe he'll give us a favor. Definitely works on a TV remote. Yep. Not the second thing, though. Oh, I should interact with the tape, if I can. Let's see. I can't. Ooh, but I can sell it for 9 cents. I wonder, maybe if I... Ooh. Oh wait, hold on. Apparently I'm supposed to hold on to this, I think. Oh, I have an empty cassette. I was just thinking about maybe I could sell something. Like these postcards. I should give this to the guy. But anyway, if I sold these postcards, I would have enough for the boombox, so that's a plan. We need to in the end.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hey, do you know how to fix this tape? He looks at the bronze-colored bundle in your hand. You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but great. Could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone. He slowly finishes his thought. But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure, although it looks pretty worthless. Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand. Wait, but you tinker with film tapes all the time. Isn't that the same? Worthless? It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene. Ah, he slowly taps his fingers on the counter. What do you mean? Do you know that old church down the coast? Yeah, what about it? I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn the church into a nightclub and play some weird neo-disco beats there. They call it anodic dance music. I promise to help them with it. Is it any good? The music, I mean. No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it. No bass. It just goes bzz, 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 bzz. But this tape could make it hardcore. Not very. I need to funk it up. Okay, I'm just gonna say this one. Man, you're really invested in this. He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling light show. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment though, so just sit back and relax. You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs. You know, these visuals would look super cool in the church. Oh no, I'm not becoming a nightclub owner. I'm not gonna. That was at least 15 minutes. Well, thanks for the help. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother him about anything else. Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility, okay? I'm looking for something that plays tapes for police business. Yeah, we still have those boom boxes on the shelves. Yeah, I have other business to take care of. Oh, I got hit with the autosave. So maybe Egghead will like this tape? Oh, I didn't even have to give him this. The bronze-colored tape found in the branches of a hawthorn tree has been reconstructed into a usable reel of magnetic tape. It's pretty fragile in an odd format which doesn't fit into any portable tape players. Nevertheless, Egghead will be stoked. Yeah, there's a typo. It says unusable, which is not how the English language works. Okay, well, if Egghead doesn't pay me, then I am definitely going to have to sell and pawn those postcards off, and then we'll see if I can just buy the boombox. Okay, let's continue. Also, don't feel obligated to stay for the whole stream. If you have stuff to do, if you have something better to do, you can leave. It's fine. It's perfectly okay. We were talking about this on the Tuesday stream as well. Where am I going exactly? Yeah, I guess around this way is the Fosters. What would support me the most is if you just kind of left the tab open, muted it or something, and then walked away. But yeah, don't feel any pressure. It's gonna be like an hour and a half, roughly, maybe more. And yeah, I don't want to put that kind of pressure on anyone to just stay for the whole duration. Just thought I'd mention it. It's snowing now as well. Yeah, let's talk to Egghead. Maybe he'll give us some money. That would be the best possible outcome. The large-headed youth has closed his eyes, lost in the music. Sensing you, he opens
Good
them.
morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump it up!
I really want to meet the guy who voiced him. Give him the fixed Hawthorne tree tape. Yeah! Remix time! His voice booms through the church as he... Through the church? We're not in the church. As he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel slot. Tape goes here, into deck B. He clicks a switch, the tape starts spinning. A hand on his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts, "Wow!" His face lights up with delight. "Did you get this from Arno himself?" A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big. What do you mean? No, actually, I found it tangled up in a hawthorn tree. Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready? Ready. Let's listen. Let's have a listen, boys and girls. Whoa, hear that? He wipes his brow. The signs match perfectly. Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper. Intriguing. The way I see it, Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song? Something local? Seems you found an initial part with the main melody. I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That an Egghead's fantastic talent. He nods to his friend behind the turntables. Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well. And dancing emojis. Nice. Something mysterious is going on here. Maybe Anna Van Eyck lives around here and he just threw part of his song away because he thought it was bad. Andre's got it. Sounds like a local song remixed. I agree with Noid. It's just luck and Egghead's incredible mixing skills. Let's say this one. Be how it may. If it fits, it fits. He pumps his fist in the air. Bring up the volume. What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that? Andre looks back at you. Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass. Honestly, nothing springs to my mind right now, but I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the lane. I think it's good enough the way it is. Adding that melody has already been a massive... Nah, let's proceed with the task. You're the warrior of dance music. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra. But it could be hyper hardcore. Alright, goodbye, Egghead. We really are tape boys. We got a new +1 interfacing. That could be good. That could be very good. Anna Van Eyck. Problem, the question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from a broken and discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be a coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egghead is actually Anna Van Eyck in disguise. Egg? Yeah, I kind of wish I had a point now. That a +1 interfacing would come in handy. Not gonna lie. And what do we gain from that? Yeah, we just need to, I guess, find another tape with a harder beat. Let's keep going. I think a big help would be figuring out how to get into that second part of the city. I think we can see it here. This part. If we can figure that out, that would maybe help us out quite a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to just sell my postcards and boombox it. And we'll buy the boombox for the tape. So I'm just gonna have a look around that area and see what I can find. Wait, hold on, let me check something over here. I haven't gone this way too much, but there might be something worth looking at. What's this place? Do I recognize it? Ah, yeah, I think this is just, yeah, it's kind of like an offcut of the boardwalk. Nothing too special, I don't think. Well, maybe. No, okay, that box has already been inspected. Maybe I've already looted this area to its max potential. Yeah, I mean, you've got the dark edge over there, so. And I think this has the... Oh, it doesn't have anything. Huh. Well, this little tangent was enjoyable, but kind of fruitless. So let's just go back. Oh, that was very cool. That little jiggly jig that we did there. Anything over on this side? Any helmets, perchance? Oh, here's the cryptozoologist. I was mistaken. Maybe we can help.
Hello, hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Tell me more about these traps. What if we check the traps for you? He looks at you with obvious surprise. I didn't expect you to take an interest in our work here, officer. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Chaos is my method. I am its scion. I'm all in with this cryptid stuff. I'm hooked. Chaos is my method. I am its scion. Well, he doesn't know what to say. Be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help. Where are these traps? There are 4 in total. One is to the south on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. He points south. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. Okay, I know this spot. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab, a big thicket of reeds going up in the slope and among them. He gestures to the trap in front of him. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just set it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry. That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification. Is it? He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates why not. You think it's important? You have been right before. What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps? Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself. What if I encountered the phasmid in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer, but in the event you do, he takes out a small white spray can. I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromones should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. It will last you about a week. Lay it on me. Lay it on me thick, present your armpit. Lay it on me. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray and then gives you a satisfied nod. The lieutenant wrinkles his nose. I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious, like holy water. It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research. He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray can back in his pocket. I'm ready. Let's get to it. Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whaling. Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance. Finally, someone's talking sense. Thank you for the help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it. If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. Or what if the information is vital on the hunt? Tell me more about these traps. Well, he points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Lena designed the traps? Yes, he says with some pride. How do the traps work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten his fill, can't get back out. At least that's the intention. Then it isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. What are you using as baits? He just said locusts. Locusts. He gestures toward the trap. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely. A carnivorous stick instinct seems unlikely. Thank you for your opinion. I just want to check. Okay, well, it's pretty easy logic. Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plot material in the traps to satiate your skepticism. What will you do if these traps don't work? They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis using Locust as bait accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams which used plants. We have given this some thought. The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing. Let me ask you something else. Yeah, I'll get going. You guys can basically leave. I don't want to talk to the racist Gary again. Let's do a quick detour and just go. We're checking traps. Let's do it. And unlike Xenoblade, I don't have to check the log in order for the actual thing to take effect. Oh, that's where the boy was. Of course, the boy and his dad. Who gave us a really strange thought. And a very short one at that. So I'm not taking the bait on that. I'd rather have a long thought cooking up. I think the benefits would be better. So he mentioned that there was a trap somewhere up this way. What did it look like again? Set up by the radio tower, didn't he? The radio tower's over here. Thought I saw something. What's that sound? Let me just see what happened. Check the trap near the boathouse, west of the Feld building. Check the trap morologist set up in the cryptozoologist camp. Check the trap in Land's End, far north of the Feld building. Check the trap near the canal you cross southeast of the village. Sure, he said something about there being one here. Let me just read that more closely. Okay. I guess there wasn't one here. Oh wait, it's right here. Ah. There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morale set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Look around. The reed shakes sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly. The reeds seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year. Reach for the trap. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them. Big surprise, the lieutenant grins mirthlessly. Anyway, one down, 3 to go. Damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one. No, you weren't. He looks at the sea, then you, laying the trap back down on the ground. Okay, let's leave. No, you weren't. I was kind of hoping it would be in the first one. It would have been, kind of poggers. Okay, it said one by the boathouses, I think. Something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure what the Feld building is. I don't know it. Like, I can't visualize where that is just by mention of its name. Okay, I also need to check the one at the camp. I'll do that one last. Okay, so I think there'll be one in this direction. I don't know if it'll be here or... it has to be where reeds are, doesn't it? Is this it? Yeah. That wasn't too difficult. A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds, another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. Look around. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again, as... Oh, always the cold, sorry. Reach for the trap. The trap is also full of panicked locusts, no sign of any cryptozoological beast inside. Another empty trap. The lieutenant takes a note, more out of habit than duty. Let's keep going. The next one is the lucky one. How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself. Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you? He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Okay, let's leave. Which ones do we have left? The one at the camp and near the boathouses, west of the Feld building. Boathouses. Okay, let's go there. I think if we go up here and this way, so that was southeast, so west would be what, this way? Is this a bench? Is it considered a bench? Yeah, it's just a bench. Okay, let's try going this way. We can't go past here. Oh well. It's this way. Not exactly sure where exactly it's supposed to be. It's kind of on the lookout. Maybe if I zoom out, I'll catch something. My peripheral vision. So I think that's the Feld building. Here's the camp. I said I'd check that one last, didn't I? Yes, that's the one we need to check. I'm gonna do it last, just because. So, if I look at the map, it doesn't actually tell me which of these is the Feld building. I think it would be like here. I'm not really sure. I know I could have just checked the trap at the camp there and then, but I didn't want to. If you were playing the game, you can do what you want. But I'm playing it. Boathouses, right? So maybe up this way. Yeah, maybe on this side. I see no traps. Oh, there's a thought. Birds in the birch tree, barely audible coos from above. That's nice. Oh, money! I'll take that. Makes it easier. Okay, I don't see any traps here. I wish there were like a location tag that I could just see. It's like above like the time. For example, like right here. That would make it a lot easier. I did say about the boathouses, hey? Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Okay. Maybe it's somewhere here. No. Boat houses. I don't really know what I would describe as excuse me. I don't really know what I would describe as boat houses. So I'm just going as west as I can, essentially. So this is north, did you say northwest or northeast? So it's far northeast. Which means this is west, right? Maybe it's around here? I'm checking by the reeds now. Wait, by the boathouses, so maybe. Kim? Where are you going, Kim? 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 Kim, I'm a little bit confused. Why did you do that? Oh, maybe it's this way. Or not. Oh wait, can I go down here? No, I guess I can't. Oh wait, is that it? Looks a bit like it. My bad. I'll ask her or something. She carries a sword, doesn't she?
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much? What is it with waves and fishermen? She tilts her head and looks at the sea. We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living, so I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can, she adds with a smile. So what will it be, officer? Ooh. I'm looking for someone else, actually. It's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way. Oh, she looks at the point, in the pointed direction, or at the pointed direction. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? It's an installation of which it looks very conceptual. I wasn't feeling it. It was an accident. I'm sorry. Yeah. She looks at you and shrugs. This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. You're suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage? I'm actually in the middle of a murder investigation right now. Should be a dialogue option for all of the exchanges in this game. I feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. I don't think they have funerals for motor carriages. What an odd thought. Maybe I should. Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans, to some extent at least. Life world, someone's been reading up in the last century Gottwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now. Alright, I'm in. But organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it? Oh yeah, she says with a chuckle. You won't even be able to get out of the water before early June. And where are you gonna bury it? Who do you invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it. That's all we have to look for right now, anyway. All we have time for, sorry. The lieutenant looks at you sympathetically. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere. It's a pity we don't don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area or... The lieutenant looks at you almost gently. Yes, that is a pity, but for now let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example. Like the Kupri funeral idea. That's nice. Looking for someone else, actually. Oh, who? That's it, I'm not looking for anyone else. What do you do around here? Like I said, I fish, mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff. What else? I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insulindian cuisine. Is that enough to make a living? Sometimes I also walk the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises. Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her. Interesting. What have you found? Walking on this beach sounds quite romantic. Interesting. What have you found? Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies, human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. She looks at the beach and continues. Bottles, drugs also, lost cargo in general, but most of the time it's just wood and glass. Alright, major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird if you say all of them. Choose wisely. I need to know about those human bodies. A mine? The Elysium could use mine. Where is it? Drugs? I need info on this. Major narc. Point to yourself. Space looks bad. Why don't you leave? And go where? The fish are plentiful here and we get enough orders to get by. Not great, but it's something. Just gotta follow the work. That's where the money sleeps. Anywhere with better opportunities. Just somewhere close your eyes away from all this sadness. Well, imagine picking up and finding something better is an easy solution. But how is that supposed to work when all your time and energy goes to staying alive? You have almost nothing to set aside to actually fight your way out. He smiles faintly and plucks some seaweed out of the net. I don't mean to complain about my pauper life. We are warm and fed here, and I don't know. There's just something about this place. Okay, be seeing you. I think I changed accents halfway through that, so I apologize. Unfortunate. Still need to know where this trap is. I'm sure it would be around here, would it not? I'm not good at using the Fell building as a landmark. Unfortunately. A landmark is helpful if you can. If only you can remember it. Traps. It'd be great if someone could just tell me where the Fell building is. Like this is Allez-vous-en. Allez-vous-en. I think that just means let's go. And then I got hit with an autosave when it was 12 o'clock. Okay, so let me think. Would these be considered boathouses? Possibly. So near them, maybe it's like right there. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe it's right around here. Oh, also the weather changed. That's nice. Okay, maybe it's in this direction. I might as well check, since I have no idea where else to check. Nope, not around here. Okay, so this is far northeast. So east is probably in this direction. So I think I just need to go down. I don't have a compass. Oh, southeast. That direction. So south. So the north line is like this. So it's probably this way. Dang, I was quite sure about that. Maybe if I just keep tending to this side, it'll work out. Okay, well, they're gonna walk there. I'm gonna sip some water. Just leaning to the side. These are beach houses, aren't they? I think so. Is the trap like around here? I don't know why this has to be so difficult. And it's not in here, is it? Oh wait, I can click on this box. Smallest church in St. Son's. Huh. New tape. That's something. And if I hadn't bothered checking around here, maybe I would never have found it. What does it say? The tape you found from Shack on the Coast. The A-side has Smallest Church in St. Son's written on it, while the B-side is supposed to contain the instrumental version. Requires a boombox to play. There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or to reel at hand, but even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad. A pawn shop would have a tape player. Yeah, I really think we need to pawn off our postcards. I think that's the next thing to do after we find this last, well, yeah, find this last trap, I guess. If someone could just tell me where the Feld building is, this would be a lot easier. These are boathouses, aren't they? There's a boathouse, a house for a boat. Again, I'm not a maritime specialist. I forget where the Feld building is. C'est la vie. Okay. It's enough wondering. We need to find this. But because it's taking so long, I'm just going to go to the cryptozoology camp and click on the trap that was there in the first place. Where was it, though? Was it this way? I think it was. If this is the Feld building... Yeah, I'm not sure. There's this one that we need to check. This is the trap Morale just said. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality, but look around. The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fires that's gone out, you feel strange somehow. Let me see if there's a trap anywhere this side. Ah, there it is. This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. Look around. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. Ah, shivers did not activate. Oh well. Reach for the trap. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity. Empty as all of them, he pants. One more of these and we're done. His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. Bummer wasn't in here. You getting tired? No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain. It's just he's short-winded. And ends there. Eve. Okay. Let's go to the last one. This was supposed to be a much easier task, of course. I just didn't think to check there. Okay, let's reach for this trap. This could be big, boys. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. Look closer. No locusts. No phasmid either, but still. Immediately yell, "It's empty! Moral didn't leave it empty." Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind. Look closer still. The lieutenant studies the trap with you. Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap. The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others, like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. Actually, I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. Let's click this one. He purses his lips. Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not. What if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Morale needs to know. We did sort of promise to tell them, didn't we? He seems to regret the fact. Leave. Okay, well, let's go tell Morale. It worked, eventually. And you know what that means? We're doing something slightly different. We're doing this now. Although we've been doing this all the time. Where am I going? This way. We have to go to the whirling and tell Morale. And that's fine, because if we're going to the whirling, then we're getting closer to the pawn shop, and then if we get to the pawn shop, we can probably just sell our postcards and get the boombox. So it's all holistic. It's all coming together. We even found a good tape. I think I'm gonna buy the boombox before giving the tape to Egghead this time. Oh, that's interesting. It started at a strange note there. Yep. I wonder if we should just sell the postcards. I don't think they have any other meaning. Anyway, the whirling is getting pretty crowded.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It's fine. Just doing my job, man. Oh, we got the terror-torn tie. Here, I wanted to give you a small token of my gratitude. She hands you a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull. It's a tie, Meskin origin. The pin is an antique, quite special. The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important. That's all for now, man. Yep.
Haha, nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
Yeah. Gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder. Tries to play it cool, remain professorial. But inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps, so I checked all the traps. Good. Okay. He breaks his calm. And? One of them was empty. Completely empty? Not the protagonist. The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locust, no phasmid. No locust, but no phasmid either. That's not ideal, but he rubs his chin. The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow? I definitely left that one stocked. Right from the campsite. The old woman's face lights up. Just means the Insulonian phasmid is even more clever than we thought. Of course, the detective whispers to himself. More clever. Yes! The Phantasmodia picked up the locusts and escaped. This is good news. They will have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure. His companion sighs. Another trip to the reeds. Yes, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter, this phasmid. I don't know, I'm not persuaded. He scowls. Why don't you try convincing Morel his hypothesis is invalid? Thank you for the vote of no confidence, Gary. And officer, I appreciate your concern, but please leave this to the experts, unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Yay, we got 10 experience. Actually, no. The tone changes. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Revachol is yours. Heartfelt gratitude, but does it feel like closure? What really happened? Thank you. It's an honor, he says with a straight face that turns to you. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window impatiently. Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity? Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts. Well, we can try. Hey, we got a success, and it was like probably just on, yeah, right on it. Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken, most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap too. Should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno. I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts. A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs? A shadow of worry passes over the woman's face. Oh, my dear Moral. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects, almost as much as they love to torment old folks. I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. Delinquents, my favorite. It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite. I didn't think so. Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close. The man turns to his companions. Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play Suzerainty, but no more field trips for me. Is this like a Monopoly joke? I think so. This is a slippery one. He may respect the law, but mostly wants to pass under the radar. You won't get a chance to talk after you walk out of here. He hasn't been particularly forthcoming before. He may well still be hiding something. After he's left, it's too late. Really, Gary? The woman's voice is a little shaky suddenly. We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play Suzerainty, but... Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. He looks at his tea. Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run. No need to apologize, Gary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of Suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through. First man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on. I'll get going. But let's talk to Gary quickly.
Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I'm sure glad to be back from that little excursion. I mean, officers.
Thanks for your cooperation. Doesn't really matter. Okay, we can ask Kuno. Let's look at this tie that we got. Ooh, wow. Plus 1 Inland Empire. Octuple Vision. Plus 1 Volition. Cryptid's Protection. Ooh, this is nice. Slender bolo tie held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird skull. The skull features 8 cavities for eyes. It's disturbing, but you can't look away. This is just Inland Empire. This is both. I'll take it. And we get extra Volition, I think. Yeah, that's good. Good reward. Better than the horrific necktie, for sure. Okay, let's get that boombox, boys. There we go. Ooh. Perhaps first, I just want to see if... I don't think this is anything new. Right. Okay. Oh, right, I forgot about this. The tracks are as they have ever been, a bit worn perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence. Start, reverse, turn. This is where I started off with my motor carriage before sinking it in the sea. Yes, it is. Well, he gestures toward the gaping hole in the fence. You did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene. Yeah, I got it. Interesting. Let's quickly drop off our bottles. Hello, racist lorry driver. Okay. Ooh, a thought. Yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Clausia. Okay. Oh yeah, we still have to talk to her later as well. Search your bottles. Ah, we got 7. Nice. It's a good amount. It's a good amount. I'm posture checking myself. Okay. Time to continue. I wonder if we should talk to Everard again for any reason. Oh, you know, there is someone I want to talk to. It's over here.
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
Yeah. Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle? Oh, maybe. Do Maybells mean anything to you, Renee? Renee, I found your guard booth. Saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout. Yes, King Philip III. On his steed, a reminder of what Revachol once was. Oh, absolutely. He smiles as if reliving a pleasant memory. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold. A superpower feared and respected, a testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. How should a true king rule? Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to... Don't get saw on that again. What happened happened. There's some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before. A carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him. Let's talk about something else. Right. The old man stands tall and proud, looking at you inquisitively. Renee, I found your guard booth. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man, don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway. And money is tight, he adds with a slight sigh. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. He must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. He nods. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. I've been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. So who was working a shift that night? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It's just me. No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday? Yes. He nods before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue. I mean, look, officers. His partner jumps in. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Renee. Mr. Clare had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative. Mostly decorative. The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, he tries to argue. Evrock created this job for Renee because he knows the Royal Carabineers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Okay. Everard gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. I do not like libertarianism. Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Renee should rent out his services. Invest the profit. Get a few more guides. Expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that, the jolly man says quickly. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing. Yes, the carabiner utters angrily. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? He's not going to become an entrepreneur. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl? His features stiffen and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. This is none of your concern and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with RCM. Ah. You got a secret task complete. Nice. The lady is Jeanne Mary Balloon. Gaston speaks with a soft voice, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it, thanks. Yes, like I said, he brings it up again. I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. Keeps my senses sharp. Ooh. Composure. Legendary. Let's not do that one yet. Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle? It's a Bell Magrave, he says, taking the rifle. 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made, good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty, he adds, hanging the rifle back. Where did you find it? In the basement there, pointed at the bookshop. In the basement there. I'm not surprised. He looks at the building. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. He shrugs. These BM446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Do Maybells mean anything to you, Renee? Show him the flower. Oh, we got a secret task. Ask the petanque player about Maybells. He glances at it and frowns. I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. Hold on, is this a royalist military tradition? Did they bring good luck? You know what? He falls silent and the emerging smile withdraws. No, they brought me misery, false hope and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them. It wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the idea for you, was it? He looks at the old soldier almost gently. She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it. Enough, he cuts in sharply. I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston, but not while we have company. So, officers... Maybells don't blossom yet, do they? The lieutenant quickly asks. Maybe on some remote part of the city they do. The old Caribbean shrugs. But I think they have to wait for at least a month. Should we try? I think we need to solve his bowl problem first. That was nice. I didn't think there would be more dialogue with him, but there was. Great. And I just got more stuff done. Secret ones. Great. Okay, let's sell some postcards then. Cool. We're coming up on the 1.5 hour mark, but I think I'll go a little bit longer. No reason not to. Oh, thank you so much. There's something about Lunar and eating XQC food today. Thanks for the follow.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
How can I sell stuff? There's something I'd like to sell. Sure, let me have a look. I'd like to sell my clothes. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Show him the photo. I'll check my pockets. Access your pawn menu. Cool. The handkerchief given to you. No, that's not what I want to sell. Postcard depicts a forest of smokestacks releasing fat plumes of smoke into blue cloudless sky. Yeah, I think let's just pawn these then. Oh, this is a nice one. This is 120, this is 1. Can't actually see how much money we have. Oh well. Yeah, let's I like all of them though. Oh well. Yeah, let's pawn them. And how much does that leave us with? Anything else we got? Don't have anything to sell at the moment. Have other business to take care of. Oh, we're at 649.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Yeah, I have to sell something. Check my pockets. I guess we just have to pawn these two off then. Okay. I'm not selling that photo. Okay. There we go. It's the best I can do. Okay. Okay, I have other business to take care of. What did it say I could do? Oh, it's talking about that probably. Okay, I'd like to buy the boombox. Thanks for the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox. And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes. Fantastic. We did it. I'll investigate that in my free time. Sorry, I was just having a thought. Okay, this is the reel-to-reel boombox of everyone's youth. A little banged up, a little chipped, and honestly not that loud either. Looks cool though. Excels at being carried on the shoulder, allowing you to play audio, tape items, and blast music into the face of unsuspecting strangers. That last part's pretty interesting. Oh, nice. It's quite large. Oh, it's playing music now. That's cool. Before we do the Door Gunner Mega Mix, let's try playing this one. The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel is attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. Press play on the tape. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. Keep the porter reel at the harmless distance and wait. Then the organ starts playing a simple melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in St. Sans, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know this is the one, the real stuff you've been looking for, the one you trashed your room to. This one tells it like it is. This is your time. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this. No, I couldn't. It's too sad. I might cry and trash the room again. Scratch that. I'm already crying and I look dumb and old. Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like a million times. Yep, they're all here. All 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands in your way. What? Gart. You have to convince God to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself, let the pain out, make everyone understand. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove the tape from the boombox. He doesn't say anything. Okay, Doom Megamix now. Or Door Gunner, sorry, not Doom. Okay, let's listen. The porter reel is just what you needed. Okay, play the tape. Jeez, I was not expecting that. You push Commence and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air. This isn't Revachol, a man's voice says. This is a village. I can almost see the elephants. Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery. It's a harbor. The lieutenant takes out his notebook. That's the sound of a Svalsund crane. Oh yeah, I remember that. More static. When this is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill stuffed dogs and chickens too. Gonna rent a room. Cordy, a real nice one. This part is unintelligible. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done mentally. Corty. Anyway. I'll do them all in. Excuse me. I'll do them all in. Rape that disco girl on the counter. You know, the dancer upstairs. Do it co-hoist style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth. A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty. The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrêté on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning. What's that at the very end? Silence? End of recording. What do you think? It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off their shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. I agree, he also sounded inebriated. Still, the lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look now. It says, look of suspicion. There's more going on here than we know. Who's this Corty? One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to, a friend of his. What's Kohoy? A village on the Samaran Isla in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there. The kind of thing he talks about. You think he was there? Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoy is just Merkturk for atrocity, slaughter. A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment. Okay, then what now? I think we've got a few more questions for Klaus here, don't you? He looks around. This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree. As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing you beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. Okay. There we go. Oh, that was a lot of stuff. Should we talk to her right now? Maybe, maybe. Well, let's go to the Whirling anyway, to talk to Gart. Or Garte, I don't know how to say his name. Hope the stream is going well for everyone. Hope you're having a good day.
Can I help you?
God, I need to sing karaoke now. No, you don't. It's not happening. Yeah, but look him in the eye. Jordan Law is about to tear up, sad style. This is my way of apologizing. Please let me say I'm sorry. By causing more trouble, I think we're good. You're right, it's not the right time yet. There never will be a right time, believe me. That karaoke system is only there for show. I'm not going to let anyone use it anymore. Goodbye. Okay, we'll wait for the evening. Maybe we can talk. To Clausia. Well, I need to open this first, apparently. No rush. Oh, wait, hold on. What's this? Medicine cabinet. The medicine cabinet is full of warriors. Sheets of pills haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Look at the toothbrush. We need it quite a lot. But not for scrubbing blood off tiles or anything. Or anything else, it seems. Okay, well, I only got that. This toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give a damn about her teeth. Okay, look at the medications. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet, and pillbox next to pillbox. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. There's quite the collection in here. Anything of note, he asks in a lowered voice. Search the bottles. The bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, Peridol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Nacra. Nacra. This used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around. Whisper. Nacra, opioid antagonist. Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses. The lieutenant nods, then looks at the door. Search the pill sheets. Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian marked red blister packs you find... What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. Is there something more interesting here? Let me just equip some electrochemistry clothes. I know I have them. There we go. Oh, both of them increase electrochemistry. Okay. I prefer the yellow ones. What was this one for? Pain threshold. Ah. There we go. Perfect. %. A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. What's so exciting about this orange box? Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders, but what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed. Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide. Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine, prescription speed. The F are you waiting for? Let's get super preppy. No, thank you. Close the cabinet. And put on some more respectable clothes, please. Interfacing. What else did I change? Nothing else. Okay, let's talk to Clausia. Ooh, let us see what's happening. Coming up with 20 more minutes to 2 hours, so it's one of my longer streams for sure. It's going well. I hope everyone's enjoying. I'm having a good time. We've got quite a bit done, even though we ran around kind of pointlessly for quite a while, looking for those traps. But yeah, let's just talk to Clausia for now. Maybe she has something new to say.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
We can't look her in the eye, apparently. Oh well. Klaus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape. Oh wait, we have to do this again. Currently... There we go. It's a classic. It's a classic. She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her. Did he? A smile flits across her face. I never said he was a good man or that he had good intentions, only that he was never bad to me. She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused. On the tape, he specifically identifies you as the target. Where did they get this recording exactly? It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via the encryption station. It's authentic enough. I could do that a little bit better. Very well. She arches her brow. Does he says he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style? Those are the exact words he used. Yeah, that was practically his pickup line. She picks up the cup. She picks the cup back up. Sorry. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? Yes, the word whore was used. Kohoi was mentioned. He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It was in his everything. Why say things like that? Machismo? Do you think he was trying to scare people? No, I'm pretty sure he did all those things, and then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of tuned into his... She thinks... What's the word I'm looking for? She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even. Did you learn this from studying Orani's lit? Sounds psychological. Coping mechanism? Persona? Coping mechanism? Running joke. I was gonna say running joke, and it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. Lely got a name. Excuse me. It was like the 70s conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yisad all rolled into one person, then cast in Urani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower. When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke, it sounded like a deeply troubled man. Hold on, he said he was mentally done. That sounds like a broken man to me. Well, she smiles. Maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality. And do you like this kind of stuff? We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. Scouring sticks? You, your first love, Mr. Kohoi here. Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean. No. We were too busy laying waste our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. She seemed happy, I guess, at ease, as much as a man like him could be. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it. Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Turns to you. Whenever you're ready, I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now. She takes a small sip of her coffee and smiles. Still can't do this. Now that you've had some time... Now that you've had time, is actually what it says. Can you tell us more about the victim? Like, for example, his name? It was Lely. Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely. A nickname? I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that, and it was his army name, apparently. So his real name wasn't his. Tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use. Lelystad. That's a good start. The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook, then tears out a page and hands it to you. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer. The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh. Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean. In Aranya, officer. It's I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there. The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat. You were almost right, officer. The lieutenant shakes his head like you just missed a shot in darts. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form. Like a class A, you're both from Aranya? Yes, we were compatriots. Did that bring you together? No, he was too old for that, and from another part of okay. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Orania, it was bad habits. No love for Mother Orania? But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing. A military man, but not a patriot. No, he left the national service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminin. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. She takes a long drag of her cigarette, then washes it down with coffee. A people person, a small platoon leader, certainly not a patriot. You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself. She hums. There's nothing on Monday. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Aranya did bring us together in loathing. My love forever shall, though. She looks around the wind in her hair. I hope she loves me too. How old was he, miss? He was 42. 42? Are you sure? I'd have had him above 50. He had many scars that made him appear older, but no. The memory makes her smile. We even celebrated his birthday, like some weeks ago, sorry. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me. Looks like you were right, officer. The lieutenant taps on his notebook once, and as though assigning some kind of point. Ah, we didn't gain health. Points are good. Have one, you old dog. Before we all die. I did not know this was a competition, Kim. Better not to mention it. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's clearly sensing something, a spike in testosterone levels, perhaps. His eye color? Blue, light blue. They were like, she stops, her eyes half closed, then continues. Like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange seeing those eyes in this hellhole. Oh, in his screwed up face. My bad. Pardon the swearing. She takes a drag. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly, and he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something watching him speak. He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth. Yes, severe. He seems to enjoy the word. Made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes. Oh yes, the lieutenant suddenly remembers his hair, if you can remember. It was light blue, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine. Made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. He had a tattoo. What did it mean? Oh, she smiles. That. It was a map of his service history. Sure, service history. It's mostly for showing off to chicks, though. For showing off to chicks, how so? How? She leans back. Imagine him lying in bed, freakish musculature laid out on the sheets, scarred, of course, tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason. Is this Orani's lit? Is this Orani's lit? Yes, this is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment's respite, dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. She leans even further back to demonstrate. He's smoking and drinking, of course, and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands. The woman goes like... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Gavals. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it would really be very enjoyable for viewing if I didn't read it, especially since with the resolution, it's not always completely 100% easy to make out everything on the screen, especially regarding the text. So yeah, I don't mind. And hello, hope you're having a good day. And the woman goes like, she points at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star. What was this, baby? And he says, she lowers her voice comically, that was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that. So she goes, okay, but what's this, baby? And he's like, saw some bad stuff there, killed some loincloths. And so it goes, star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country, and he's done horrible things in every single one of them. You're the woman in this? Oh yeah, she nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo? No, thank you. She does not take it. I've seen enough of him dead. Tell you what they meant without looking at them. She pours herself some more coffee. Go on. He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Fort, then he killed some people on the Seminin Islands, and on other islands too, all of the islands. After this he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Not a very fun story. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. She smiles faintly. A change of topic. I think we're finished with this line of questioning, and then turning back his notes. Oh, and we leveled up. Alright. The lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment. Whew. Truly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. My word, that was a lot. Let's return to this later, miss. We could do a point in volition if we wanted to unlock that. What does this say? Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? That's what she said, yes. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old. Where's this going? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath you? What lies beneath, you wonder? Sorry. You can ask either of them. Kim, how old do you think I am? Huh? The lieutenant isn't quite sure he heard you. How old do I look? How old? 58. Oh my god, that's really old. Really? Oh god, that's really old. Really? You asked me. He shrugs. Maybe you're wrong. You're wrong about the deceased too. He was way younger. I think I know how old I am. Can't I tell looking at my badge? He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that. The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. You're right, I'm probably 62. Let's leave it at that. I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that is a pretty funny line. On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately. Yeah, let's say that. There's silence. Then a little more. Here it comes, Mercy. Sure, you're 42, he squints. Let's go. Wait, this requires scientific measurements. Bring it on, I am not afraid of the truth. Thought gained, date of birth generator. To the laboratorium! Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Face looks like it's 58 and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100, both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Huh. Could be interesting. And we're almost halfway through Wasteland of Reality. Still have 10 hours and 17 minutes left. Oh, this is making me lose physical instrument. I'm surprised I got that physical instrument check right. I feel like interfacing is coming up a lot. I should invest in it a bit more, I think. Might be a good idea. Let me level it up. I think it'll come up quite a bit. I think that's where we'll call it for the day. Cool. I think that unlocks some things. Yeah, the mirror, punch clock, payphone. Yeah, I mean, there's some things unlocked for that. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call it today. Thank you so much for watching, if you're still here, and I hope you had a good time. You didn't have to stay for the whole time, of course, and I hope you're having a good day otherwise. We're going to probably resume this. I did schedule it. Let me think. Next Monday? I think that's when we're going to play more Disco Elysium. Tomorrow will be Pyre, because I still need to finish that. But I've been having a good time. The streams will probably be longer than they were. Yeah, thank you so much. Good night, Gavaz. I hope you get enough rest. It is almost 7 o'clock p.m. for me, so I should probably go have some food. Until then, I'm going to go to the main menu. Have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.